Yo, what's up, guys? It's Dom, and you're tuning in to Talks with Dom, where we touch on a series of topics that dives into the creative within. Over time, the goal is to help each and every one of you partake in this transformation to better understand who and where you are on your journey. So let's chop it up, guys. Right? So we're on to point 5, right? Focus and creativity, right? So we're just going to make this simple and to the point, right? When we think about focus, we usually think about keeping our attention on one thing, right? But when it comes to creativity, focus does something deeper, right? As we all know, being able to truly align with the focus, right? And being able to focus in on the thing that we're trying to do is going to always be better than trying to multitask and focus on multiple things at once. Rather, being able to focus on the one thing that you're truly trying to get to, right? You're going to be able to get that much deeper into the meaning of what that is supposed to be, right? So it changes what we are able to perceive, right? The more we tune into something, the more we begin to notice what wasn't visible to us before, right? So we're going into number 1. The noise becomes noticeable. When your attention settles, you begin to realize how much was competing for it, right? You got thoughts, emotions, sounds, notifications, ideas, and expectations. Focus doesn't immediately remove the noise. It makes you aware of it, right? So not just saying that just because you're focusing in on that one thing, it doesn't take away the things that's around it. It doesn't take away like the noise that's happening around you trying to be able to focus on the thing, right? It just makes you more aware of all of these things that's happening, right? While you're trying to focus in on that thing, right? And that awareness gives you the ability to recognize what is actually worth your attention, right? Going into number 2, your perception starts narrowing. As your attention becomes more intentional, your perception becomes more specific, right? You stop simply seeing everything and start really seeing something, right? A detail that you overlooked starts standing out, right? A feeling becomes easier to identify. An idea starts taking shape, right? Focus allows you to see deeper into what you're already looking at, right? So that's already what we've tapped into of being able to say that that focus is going to broaden the perspective of what we're actually looking into, right? What we're actually trying to create, what that meaning is for us, right? Why that certain thing is standing out for us, right? Or standing out to us, right? So number 3, connection starts forming. Once you stay with something long enough, your mind starts making connections, right? One thought reminds you of another. One experience connects to an emotion. One image connects to a memory. Suddenly, something that seemed isolated becomes part of something bigger, right? Focus gives your mind enough space to connect what it already knows, right? So now you start to understand the thing that's been wandering, right? For when you're trying to focus in on a thing, it's something that wanders in of what you believe it is. But as you're sitting with it just a tad bit longer, that thing that's wandering starts to connect to what it actually is. So being able to see a thing for what it is, or at first being able to just see the thing, right? It's always the first step, being able to see the thing, but actually you have the ideas and the things that's forming inside of your mind that starts to connect with what the actual meaning of that thing actually is, like for what it truly is, right? And if that thing needs to be expanded, or if it's more of something that's just simple and plain, but that has a meaning of something bigger than just being plain, right? Just more of like something as simple as a 2-color painting, right? Of just something just plain and simple, 2 colors, one color up top, one color at the bottom, right? just by hearing that, right, that may seem like something simple, but then to this a certain creative, right, that actually might be something deeper, right? They might be able to see through those two colors of what those colors may mean to them. You just never know, right? Going into number 4, meaning starts emerging. As those connections form, meaning begins to surface. You start to ask, why does this matter to me? Right? Creativity becomes personal. As I always come back to, I try to always put this point back into how the creative feels, right? That feeling is always going to come back. So then when creativity is different ways that creativity can become personal to us, right? So then I always try to put this point in there. Creativity becomes personal, right? You're no longer just observing something. You're discovering what it means to you and what it might mean through you, right? Your creative direction becomes clearer. Eventually, all of that attention begins to create direction, right? So all of this attention that you're putting towards the thing that you're focusing on, you start to see how that direction starts to form for you. Not because of more ideas, but you finally recognize which idea has something to say, right? Going from what could I create to what am I actually seeing, right? Now you're asking a deeper question for yourself. You're asking a more, not just deeper, but you're asking a more expanded question for you to truly be able to seek what that is, right? That question can completely change what comes out of you. The deeper your focus, the more your perception changes, right? So now being able to look at that, right, and sit with that as you're focusing throughout the day, or just kind of like trying to train yourself to be able to focus in and dive deeper into what you're trying to create. It always becomes, we could almost make that as a task for the day-to-day thing. As a creative, I know it's a lot of things that's happening in our life and everything from the time that we wake up to the time that we go to bed. So being able to take that time out, right, when we're creating or when we're coming up with ideas, even if it's only 10 minutes, even if it's, you know what I mean, just like a lunch break, right? Or even if it's for people that have a tad bit more time, even if it's for 60 minutes, right? Being able to focus in and truly like focus on the thing that you're actually trying to create, right? That's, man, it's always going to be that thing that's going to take you to that next tier of the way that you create and the way that you form what you create, right? So let's continue to go. Let's continue to expand. Let's continue to be better. And yeah, man, just until the next one. Peace.